Bloggo's POW.
Right, it's time to look at 4 Commodore 64 vertical shooters. Now these are games which aren't conversions, these are original games for the Commodore 64, mainly. Let's have a look. Right, so first off we have Warhawk by Proteus Developments, published by Firebird under their Silverbird label for Telecomsoft, now known as BT. Phew! Okay, so yeah, it's a budget game. And it is one based on, very loosely, on an arcade game. That arcade game being... I wish that joystick was an auto fire. That arcade game being Star Force. So apologies for the clickiness of my Competition Pro. Sadly, that's the way we have to roll around here, isn't it? Okay. Now this really surprised me. As a $1.99 budget game, or maybe £2.50, I can't remember, or maybe $2.99, I don't really know. Surprised me of how much of a really good game it was. It's not particularly long, I don't think, but it is really good for a budget game. Really nice presentation, nice graphics, and that soundtrack, that Rob Hubbard soundtrack. Now what you might not know about the Rob Hubbard soundtrack, it is very loosely based on a couple of tracks from a 1970s, well, sort of a prog rock album by somebody called John Keating. 2 tracks, oh shit. Let's just concentrate on this ender level rush. There we go, lovely. So the 2 tracks it's based on, one's called The Unknown Planet and the other one's called The Space Agent, both from his 1975 album Space Experience. So if you've always loved this game like I have, there's a little bit of trivia for you that you might not have known. It's a shame that firing with my clicky buttons aside cuts out a track of the music though while you're playing, which is a bit of a shame. But it's a really fun shooter, so if you haven't played this and you've got yourself a Commodore 64 or one of those newfangled Commodore 64 Mini Maxi Micro things, this is a good bet in my book. Right, so with no more stalling, let's move along to the next game. Hopefully, less clicking. Well, there will be. There's more shoot 'em ups. Hey ho. Okay, so next up we have Fire Track. This is a really unusual game. It's really good, but it's unusual. And thank God there's an auto fire on it. But it's got a nice little bit of inertia on it. It's not as stark looking as Warhawk. It's a really quirky little game. It released by Electric Dreams in 1987, I believe. But confusingly enough, the same year Electric Dreams also released another game called Fire Trap, rather than Fire Track, which was a conversion of a Data East arcade game where you scrolled upwards and saved people from a burning building. So very unusual decision to release 2 games by the same publisher the same year with almost the same name, which is very odd. Oops. But this is something really charming and quirky about this. It's just really not a really twee little game. Well, it looks question marks there. Of course, it also borrows a lot from Star Force as well. but does it in its own way. Very, very nice little tune they're playing as well. I think we're moving on to the next stage now. And that appears to be destructible. Let's not try and shoot that. Some kind of space mines. Sorry about clicking the joystick again, but like I say, at least it's got an auto fire on it. Oh shit, and some of these enemy patterns are sort of similar to Warhawks as well, but oh well. What are you going to do with an upward scrolling shoot 'em up? Especially one based off Star Force. A lot of these enemy patterns are probably stolen from Star Force as well, so what are you going to do? I don't know how far back that threw me when I died. Some of the colour palettes are a bit strange on this, but again, adds to its weird quirkiness. Oh, and we've finished the stage. On to the next one. But yeah, it's another fun shooter on a Commodore 64, which you might not have heard of. Worth a go if you like that kind of thing. Right, let's see what's next then. Right, so next up we have Life Force by FTL. And guess what? It's an upward scrolling shoot 'em up. So we're going to have what? How do we? I presume that's music off of expert. I see. And no auto fire on this, so yeah, you have to put up with me tapping away again. Now this, strangely enough, is a, well, not strange enough, it's a full price game. But I think for my money, whereas I fondly remember it and the music, it's not as polished as Warhawk. I mean, some bits of it are nice, but the overall look of it is a little shabby for a full price game if you ask me, but you know. This is actually noticeably a better game on the Spectrum, I seem to remember. Oh dear, that didn't go well, did it? I mean, music aside, yeah, I think the Spectrum version plays better. Oh god, doing really badly now. I do remember the ship in the Spectrum version looked a bit unusual, a bit lopsided. I'll see if I can dig out a picture of that just to show you, so you can compare. One thing you'll notice about all these Commodore shoot 'em up so far, basically all based on Star Force, and Star Force didn't have much in the way of power-ups. I think it had one power-up in Star Force. Warhawk has a rapid fire power-up you can get at some point. Firetrack didn't have any, and I don't think this has either. Oh dear. Yeah, the graphics look a bit minimalist compared to other games. Yeah, Warhawk was definitely more detailed and more graphically refined if you ask me, and Firetrack had that nice sort of look to it. Have we reached the end of the stage? Yes, we have. There we go. Oh god, now that background's gonna give somebody a headache out there. Apologies for the epilepsy warning, but yeah, that's pretty hard on the eyes, that, and we're dead again. This isn't as good as I remember it being, but seldom things are, aren't they? Life Force Fighter is destroyed. Well done, it's a high score. Doomed the galaxy to eternal hell, but well done, it's a high score. So, the last game I've chosen is a game I've not played. I remember this being advertised. This is Hades Nebula. Okay, let's go. Oh, god, the controls are slow. It doesn't look too bad so far. But yeah, saw this advertised back in the day. Never actually got around to playing it until literally now. There's got to be some speed ups or something. I remember this being... Oh, there we go, there's a speed up. That's slightly better. I remember this being touted as, well, advertised at least as an arcade style shooting up for the Commodore 64. You know, we've already seen 3 of them, but this was touted as being pretty good. I seem to remember. I don't remember what reviews it got. It seemed to pass me by. I remember the adverts, but I just don't remember much else about it. I think maybe by the time this was released, the shoot 'em up bubble on the Commodore 64 may well have truly burst. Oh shit. Oh, well, at least you start where you left off, but without any power-ups. It's obviously quite shit. Unforgiving. And again, no auto fire. It's an interesting thing. I found a version of Sanction, a D64 ROM image for Sanction, which removed the floatiness of the ship and made it a lot easier to play. And I just shot an extra weapon. How? That's really daft. Being able to shoot your power-ups so you can't get them. That is rubbish. Yeah. That's really unforgiving, and I really don't want to play it again. So there was 4 vertical scrolling shooters for the C64. Do you think I should do some arcade ones next? Or some more horizontal ones? It's up to you. Comment below.
Yeah, subscribe or naff off.